Good morning, everyone. It is October 3rd, 2025. It is Friday. And yeah, let's get into it. So, we are approaching the weekend. And I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Every weekend that we've hit for the past I guess 4 weeks since I've been making these videos, the volume dies, right? So that's something to keep in mind as we're getting into the weekend here. So looking at what the chart is doing and what it has done this week, um, and especially that we're in the beginning of the month, we're kind of in a tricky spot, right? Not in a tricky spot as far as like, um, you know, this is going nowhere. No, we're going somewhere, right? The tricky spot is today. So what I'm interested in is I am looking for a short at this point. I am in this long here, and I've taken a good amount of profit. This was something that I had before. I got into this last Friday, so at this point, I've taken profit on this big run quite a few times, right, along the way, including over here. So I still have a good amount that's sitting in this trade, but I do feel that we are going higher, right? Now, this is why I feel like we're going higher. First of all, we are really close to this spot right here. Okay, we need to take this out, which means that we need to get a little bit higher for anyone who got into a short that's still holding on to their short because they think that, we're going to zero. It's going to knock these guys out. So I am looking for this to come and tap this area, possibly come a little bit higher. So I am looking for a short at this point. I am hunting for a short. Because we have a much bigger downside now than an upside. So if I go from here to here, this is about a 2.5% spread. But if we were to go a little bit higher, like let's say half of this order block, and I were to stretch down over here, we're looking more of like a 4%, possibly 5% move down, right? So that to me is a lot more appealing. Now, again, I'm not really looking at price as to like where we are. I'm looking at zones. And if you notice, like we've got this hit over here, then we've got this over here, and we haven't really retested that area for quite some time. But it doesn't mean that if we hit this area, we're automatically going to break out of it. It doesn't necessarily mean that. What usually happens is when we get into the zone, it starts to like lose a little bit of strength, bounces, and then it starts to regain itself to break out. Now, where that is, I'm not really sure. This is the golden pocket right over here on the upper side of the range. And here's the 50% range. And usually what happens is when it does hit like this section, if there is going to be some kind of bounce, it will be in, between this area right over here. Okay? So, what I'm looking for today, which is Friday, today I'm looking for it to push up a little bit more. Now, notice we've got this wick that came over here. This wick means that there is some, that it needs to fill out. Like this needs to come down here and fill out this section here because some people are trying to make money in that zone and we haven't quite moved up yet. So they could this could possibly come down, take them out, and then move up like this. But I'm not sure how these charts are going to move today. What I do know is that I'm targeting half of this order block over here to a little bit beyond to wipe this candle out right over here, right? If I can get into a short, that'd be great. I am in a long already, so the further up we go, I'll take some more profit, and then I start the process of hedging, right? So I'm gonna hedge, right? Which means that I'm in a long and I'm in a short. Now, one of these will be short-lived, right? And because I've already taken a long and I've made so much profit, I only have a little bit. So if it comes down here for the short, then I may possibly, if this does come back over here, I may end up reloading my long. all right, with some of the profit that I got from my short, or vice versa. Like, you know, it all depends. So at this point, I'm starting to plan this idea of, okay, how am I going to play this zone out, right? Because I don't want to close my long. Imagine that it rips out like this. I will take profit one more time, which means that I'll have like a moon bag of some sort, and I will ride it to its next zone. So what I mean by that is this: we've got a range here, and then it moves up, and then it creates a brand new range. If I can ride my long up to the next range, then I would be looking to add on to a brand new long here. Like I'd close out my long, and then I would start the process all over again in a brand new range. So this is really what I would be looking to hold my long for, this range, right? To squeeze every little bit of profit that I possibly can from it. But at this point, I almost consider this trade done, like 100% done. I got one more area of take profit, and then that's it. So the idea is that if we do get back over into this zone right over here, I will look to add on to my long, right? And the invalidation part of it would be really this side of the range. If we do get to this side of the range over here, like especially right over here, if we get past this line, yeah, that's it. I think the range is done. I think we're moving lower. Right? So I do have an invalidation area. And that invalidation area really comes back down to this support. Look, there's support here. This was tested as support. And we need to come back over here and test for support. So if it were to get, below this, let's just say, right, then, yeah, we're now back at the bottom of this range, which, could mean that we are in a continuation down, right? So what's going to happen is we are going to bounce around in this zone until we break out. And I have a feeling we're going to break out. I don't have a feel. I have a feeling that we're not going down yet, right? Because if we keep going higher, then there's a good amount of max pain that will happen. Remember, the house always wins, right? So the higher up it goes, the more bullish they can get everybody feeling, the more they can move the chart down, right? They being market makers, they can move the chart down and basically grab all of that. And then people are kind of like stuck. They're stuck up above holding like a bag because they're afraid to sell because they think it's going a lot higher. So, so now, so I'm in this short area at this point. Now, the reason why I feel like we're going to move up today, especially on Friday, the reason why I feel like we're going to move up is because we are really, really close to this spot. It doesn't really take a lot for it to move up 2 or 3%, right? This is not like a really big move for Bitcoin. And the fact that it bounced on this dotted line here, if you see this dotted line, this is where it came, right over here. Like it came back, it bounced on this dotted line. So to me, I feel like we got a little bit more pump into it. Now, if we go over to Ethereum, I think you'll see why I feel like we have a little bit more pump. Now, I could be wrong. We could be moving down, right? Because we did hit areas of resistance at this point on both Ethereum and Bitcoin. The problem I have is that Ethereum, first of all, we took out this. We have now taken out this money sign, right? I think we just put that in too, to show like where it needs to go. So that money is now completely knocked out. But we've got this one, and we've got this one up here, right? If I check the spread on this from where we are now to up here, it's about a 10% move, right? So we still got 10% on here. And Ethereum has moved from this spot to this spot almost 16%. So it doesn't feel to me that it's impossible for that move to happen. But let's just say we did not get over this 50% line. Okay. You know what? Let me double check this. Maybe my 50% line is actually off a little bit now. Let me just double check. Oh, we're good. Yeah, we are good. That's about right. Okay, so well, we're going to leave that right there. But we are definitely in the middle. So you see this between the golden pocket here and the golden pocket over here, and here's the 50%. We are still in the middle of the range here. We haven't hooked over top of the 50% yet, right? But yeah, it came down a little bit and almost retested this golden pocket, meaning like I feel like it's grabbing support on this side of the of the golden pocket. So to me, I feel like this. Let me get to a point. If Ethereum starts to make a run towards the top of this, wiping out this guy over here and this guy over here, that means that Bitcoin will also move. Now, if Bitcoin dominance starts to kind of like mute out, so if the dominance is going like this and then it starts to kind of mute like this, that'll give Ethereum dominance, right? Which means that Ethereum can rip like this while Bitcoin only moves up a little bit, right? And that would give me my theory of Bitcoin moving up into its zone. So if Ethereum starts to carry the weight at this point, like just starts moving up to kind of like tap this spot and this spot, then I think it'll drag Bitcoin up as well. So that's what I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping to get over here so that I can get a short and also to take this out. This needs to be taken out. Now, I do have an idea as to where we might go from here, but first things first, let's see if we can get this. Now, if we do get up here, and I'm able to get a short and the weekend starts, then it could be possible that the volume starts to kick out and we come back and retest this zone over here. And then we start a brand new week at that point, right? So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. That's my play. Okay, so as far as invalidation goes, is here. This is my long spot right over here. I may include a little bit down below just in case it tries to wick like this guy over here, right? To add on to my long, right? But if I don't add on to my long, this is where I'm going to cut my long, right over there. So if we get back into the bottom half of the range here, I would ultimately love to be in a short at that point. So I am looking for a short above. So right now I'm not going to be touching anything, my long, anything like that. I'm hunting for a trade, right? Same thing goes on Ethereum. Now Ethereum, I am definitely looking up top over here for some kind of short because we nearly touched it. We nearly touched it over here. We got above here. We created some kind of wick. And, you know, again, this needs to be knocked out. So I would be looking for a short in this zone. But Ethereum, again, like I mentioned yesterday, is a wild card to me because it can definitely kind of like boost and then start to pick up a lot faster than all of these other charts. Like, Solana broke its all-time high. BNB broke its all-time high, and Ethereum has been lagging behind this whole time. So I think if it does decide to play catch-up, then it's going to have a run of its own, right? And if it does have a run, then I definitely think that other charts that have been lingering at the bottom are also going to start to run. Oh, look at this. I've marked up this area here. Oh, that's cool. This is ApeCoin. Yeah, look at that. Ah, this is a whole trading plan right here. I haven't gone into this chart in a hot minute. But yeah, if you notice, like, we are in a zone of buying and holding. Oh, look at that. Oh, I think I was showing this to somebody. Anyway, yeah, let me get off of here. So anyway, so that's my plan today. Okay, let's jump into the S&P 500. And yeah, we're breaking out of this channel. We look like we've made a couple of bounces above it. So it still looks like there's strength, but again, what can happen is that the S&P 500 can pop up a little bit, pushing Bitcoin and Ethereum up a little bit, and just kind of like settle out around here. Okay. Now, again, if like I drew this before, we've got this little range that we're kind of in right now, you could see this totally could be manipulation in the range, come back down over here, and then, manipulate again, and then, continuation up or continuation down. So this is the range play still, and it looks like we've got, manipulation down below here already and manipulation above. It can come back into the range, as it's forming. Right now it's still in a channel, but it looks like it's starting to form something. Remember, we are looking for moments like this for a change of character, right? So it can happen on any time frame really, but the 12-hour you could start to see a little bit of a shift. So if we do bump up a little bit and then come down, then we could possibly be in this part of the pattern, right? So yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. All right, guys, listen, be safe. Looks like Bitcoin is starting to move up. Let's go. And again, I am looking to grab a short in this area right over here, knock this guy out. So I will be above this wick for a long. That's what I would be looking for. If I can get it by the end of the day, then we'll see what happens on Monday. All right, guys, listen, have a great weekend. I won't be trading this weekend like usual. We'll see what happens on the weekend and how the day plays out. So please, if you do like any of this content and you are finding this helpful, please consider liking and subscribing so that we can kind of continue to give you the content that you're looking for. Also, if you have questions, feel free to make some comments down below, and we'll definitely check those and answer anything we've got. All right, guys, have a good one. Talk to you soon.